May 21st, 2019. This is our fifth video. This is our fourth tool to determine what a cure would look like. I'm not saying there is. If there was, it might look like this. Gandhi is one of my very favorite people. He spent 40 years of his life chaste, even though he was legally married. He was married by the time he was 13 years old. But at 36, he decided to give up sex forever. Now, we're not suggesting that. But what we are suggesting, since these recordings, these videos are primarily for people addicted to porn, sex issue. PMO is a subset of sex addiction. And what Gandhi did was he didn't use 12-step tools. He didn't use inner child stuff. He didn't use abuse issues to eradicate the emotional causes of the greatest contributor to sex addiction. He didn't use any of those tools. Only thing he used was food. That's the only thing he used. Now, I'm not saying there's a cure, but if there is a cure, one of the things that might be helpful to us is to use this. Now, this won't solve the problem, but it will help. And what he did was he fasted a great deal. And he constricted his food. He restricted the amounts and the quantity. The quantity and the quality were extremely important to him. And how often he ate and how much he ate were that he controlled his palate, and that stopped his lust. And that alone, just that one tool, was what helped him be chaste for 40 years, even though he's married the whole time. So if we're looking for a cure, and I'm not saying there's one, but if there was, one of the tools we might want to use is what Gandhi used. Now, contrary, if you're wondering why, you ever wonder why PMO is so big right now? I'll tell you why. Because 70% of America is fat now. That's why. Because food and sex are related. And Gandhi was the first person smart enough to see that connection. So if you're out of control with your food, it's very likely that you're going to be out of control with sex. Conversely, if you've got your house in order about your food, it's very likely that you will have the framework, the platform to have your life together with sex. What I do is I weigh and measure all my food on a digital scale. That's what I do every day, unless I'm out at a restaurant. And that is incredibly helpful. And then that's the amounts. Then the choices of foods, pretty much, I eat organic vegan food. Now, not always. If I'm celebrating at a birthday or something, I'll have meat with someone else or dairy just to celebrate. Now, I never eat flour and sugar. Never. And everybody's a little bit different. But the principle doesn't change. The relationship of food and sex does not change. There's no one who can just say, well, I can eat what I want. It's not going to affect my sex life. That's not true. You can't change gravity. So the fourth tool that we would use if we were going to have a cure, and I'm not saying there is to look at the food.